Good morning. Today what we are making is a zippered bookmark. You know how you have a book, your Bible or whatever, and you want to do highlighters, pens, and you mark things in them, or you're reading a self-help book or whatever. So this is very, very, very simple. Make sure that you comment, because what are we giving away, Lindsay? She'll send something. And so this is really simple. What you're going to need is an 8.5 square, or you can make this as big as your heart desires. 2 coordinating fabrics. Okay. Then I'm using Shape Flex. I like it have 7.5 by 7.5. Just a little smaller than your fabric. And then you're going to iron it on. This is fusible. Then you're going to need fold over elastic or whatever elastic you want. I got this by Annie and I got 50 yards. Takes me a while to use it up. And then I've got by the yard, Pam DeMore has it, or by Annie. I got both. And you need a 10-inch zipper. Then what you're going to need, because I cover up my seam allowances, I do a 3-inch little strip of fabric to cover them up. I think that's it. Or a full thread. So I think I've got it all listed. Then I'll give this to Lindsay later. Okay, so what you want to do is iron this on your fabric, your interfacing, and it is Shape Flex. And I thought I'd go with a patriotic. Why not? I was sitting here, saw it in the corner. I thought, you know, that's really cute. I love this fabric. It's by Moda. And I happen to have red and blue zippers, of course. Today is my sister's birthday, and Karen Dunda, who I worked with at Southwest Airlines.
And yours.
Oh, and mine too. My sister and I were born on the same day. 2 years apart to the day. And whenever my sister got mad at me, she'd say, "You're the worst birthday present I ever got." I used to just laugh at her, so it's okay. Then I take my zipper, put it apart. This is why I like them. Then you take the zipper face down on the pretty side of the fabric. Then, because I don't like things to move because it drives me crazy, I am going to sew this on first, and then I'll sew the lining on next. Because it drives me crazy when things move. It's an extra step, but oh well. So, zipper face down on the pretty side of the fabric. And I just want to make sure that this is the same. Yep. I love these by the yard zippers because I can make them any length, and I make a bunch of those cosmetic bags, and I just don't want to go to the store. I like one-stop shopping. And then I'm just going to sew it like just on the edge, because then I'm going to sew it further down when I do mine, put my lining on. And I did change my needle. You can use an 80. I happen to throw in a 90. Just because it's the first one I grabbed. But this is really, I think this is just a good idea. Because sometimes, like when I'm reading a book, I just want to mark something. And then, like, just you can mark that in the book. Cut the thread. Cut the thread. 66, girls. My sister is 68. And Lindsay's birthday is July 16th. She's going to Hawaii. Her husband's taking her. turns 40.
Pre-record.
So we're going to pre-record next week. Because she's going to be in Hawaii for her birthday. I wanted Lindsay on my birthday. Because I thought it'd be fun to have 3 of us on the same day. Didn't make it. Missed it by 6 days. But I gave it a good old try. She was born in Arizona, and it was so hot the day she was born. And my ankles, I have thin ankles. It's the only thing I had skinny, that and my earlobes. It was so hot. My ankles were so huge. Oh my gosh, they were like humongous. I had pitting edema so bad. Okay, then you put the right side to the right side. This is really simple to make. I was whipping them out. I've made so many of them. I was on a roll. It's going to be how hot today, Lindsay?
This week it's going up to 105.
Supposed to get 105 here.
I like that kid.
I was in Arizona and I worked at Southwest Airlines, and it got to be 123 one day. And all the airplanes under the 300 series didn't take off. And we had like 1,200 phone calls on hold. It was like, oh my gosh. And Southwest Airlines didn't have any airplanes less than a 300 series, so it didn't affect Southwest. But it was, and then they mandatory us overtime because it was so busy. It swerved off just a little, so I'm going to go back. I don't like when it's not just right. Sometimes I just need to slow it down. Sometimes we just go too fast. Oh, I tell you. So Lindsay and I going out for breakfast?
Watch a movie.
Gonna watch a movie? I want to see the movie Twister.
So we're gonna watch the original today.
Pardon?
I'm gonna watch the original today.
Gonna watch the original today. I love the movie Twister.
I'm gonna go to the movie Twisters in a week.
And then Twister comes out like on the
19th.
So I'm gonna watch the second one. I don't know. I'm from Wisconsin, so we had tornadoes. I have no idea why I like that movie, but I do. I gotta make sure this is on really, really good so it doesn't. Then we put right sides out. Then we pull this out and just iron this so it's going away nicely from this zipper. There we go. And I need to put on my good old, I call it my rudder foot, but it's not. stitch in the ditch. I love this stinking foot. I use this so much. And then I move it over to the left to a 2, and I'm going to leave it on 2.5, and then it'll be perfectly done on the sides. So just I have a top stitching going down. You can make this any size you want. I just wanted 8.5 by 8.5. If you want larger, of course, you can make any size you want. I just did the interfacing smaller so that it was just easier to turn. Because sometimes you just get more, it's just more difficult to turn if the interfacing is to the end. But like when I do makeup bags, I like it all the way to the end so it looks really crisp. I like that crisp look with the deco bond. It just looks, I think, prettier. But this is not as, you don't have to, okay, then I'm going to do that. Now, sometimes I have an easy time doing the zipper, and sometimes it gives me a hard time. You never know. So I'm going to make sure it is cut even, the zipper. Let's pray this gets on easy. I've got one all done just in case it gives me a fit. Aha, Lindsay.
I'm not good at those at all.
Oh, thank you. So then you want to put wrong sides out. The first one I made, I made a mistake. And I was going to pick it out, and I thought, you know what? I'm not picking this flipping thing out. I screwed up. I just threw it away. And this part was on the inside. And I thought, you know what? I don't have the wherewithal for a zipper to pull it out. I was like, nope, nope, nope. So then I'm going to mark, steam the center. So I know where the center is. Because you want right sides together anyways. I got a little ahead of the game. So you know where your center is. Then you want to take, I'd cut a 10.5 inch, or you could cut it as long as you want. It doesn't matter. So you know where your center is. So let me start with this side, because I got to zip it out a little. So you put this here, and you're going to match it with the zipper, and put it right here.
Your grandma would have made you rip it out.
She would have made
Even
me,
on your birthday.
honey, she would have made me rip it out, and she would have stood there with a switch and beat me bloody. I thought about that yesterday. I just imagined her being there. I'm not, you guys are funny. She would, oh, you guys. I think about her so often, like if I do something and it's not perfect, I think, okay, here comes Grandma, and I like, oh. My sister always says, why didn't she have me sew? I said, because you didn't have large tatas, A, and B, my sister wasn't as,
Your sister and her A's.
yeah, she would have never triple A's.
She close.
She would have never handled it well because she was much calmer personality than I was. But my grandmother did have ADHD. There's no way in heck she could have done all the things she did if she didn't have it.
It's genetic.
And neither did my father. He had so many things with balls in the air. Then I'm gonna stitch it the width of my foot, which is probably close to 1/2 inch. Or you can make it 1/4 or whatever your heart desires. Yeah, Grandma would have made me pick it out, and she would have made me do it twice just to prove something. I don't know. She'd make me do something. You're never gonna forget this, Slam. Yes, sirree, Bobby. I'll make you have the chickens chase you. Oh, heck. Oh, 200 of them. Should put a spell on them and make them chase you. That's Grandma.
Chickens are mean.
Yeah, well, when you have 200 of them, you show fear. They really are mean to you. Cutting off my zipper. And if you do have zippers by the yard, make sure you put the pull on too. Oh, honey, don't do things when you're really tired. Then I'm going to fold the end in so there's no raw edge. Then I'm going to fold this in half. And then on the opposite side of the zipper, because I want it to look prettier on the other side, I'm just going to cut it just a hair and a titch so I can fold it in on this. I'll fold it on this side. Actually, Lindsay, I think I'll send one of these to somebody. That'll be there this week. So you need to send your address. And let me get another one. So I'll send a little bookmark for you. You could probably zigzag on the end of this if you wanted, but I just like it to look pretty. I don't want it to look not pretty. You know? I mean, just a little fabric it takes. Why not? Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my hair clippies. Yeah, I did think about Grandma when I did that. And it took me every ounce of energy to throw it away, too. I took it out like 3 times, and I thought, no, I better not. Oh, nope, yep, nope.
Just like when I go to bed and haven't washed my face yet, and I think age 2 days for every day you don't wash your face, and I can hear your voice.
Yep. Also, that's a true story.
I know. I do it. I get out of bed and I do it.
Yep. I have never gone to bed with my makeup on. Because it does age you. At least you listen.
I hear your voice every time.
Oh my. It's true. I've been making some creams with tallow. And oh my gosh, it's just the most awesome stuff. But I'm going to make some more kinds. I'm like really excited. It's fun. See, Grandma's got to think I did listen occasionally. Except when it came to plants. I don't like dirt. It's so funny. Yesterday, my neighbors were outside and they were picking out clover out of their lawn. And I was like, and we're doing ear laying in the lawn because I said, if Brian ever saw me laying in the lawn, he'd put me in a loony bin.
You were half dead.
Lindsay, she came over and saw me laying in the lawn. She would take me to
Call the ambulance right there. Wouldn't even have to get to you.
she'd call an ambulance and say, she's lost her marbles. Get a straitjacket. Oh, heck. You would.
I know. I was out doing my lawn yesterday, so I can leave.
Oh my goodness.
Moving my flower buckets to make sure they're watered properly.
Yeah, she's...
Mom would just let them die.
Yep. Yes, I would.
Can't trust the kids.
I wouldn't. Oh my goodness.
Or Mom to water them. I almost brought them to your house.
Oh, Papa, remember.
There were earwigs underneath when I was done.
It just doesn't. Grandma tried to get me to like it, but I just, ugh.
You either like it or you don't.
Well, that's because in Wisconsin it's humid and hot. And then when you, like,
Bugs.
snakes. And like when you pick up hay bales, it's really, ugh. It scratches you all over.
You're allergic to it.
Yeah, I'm allergic to it. It just wasn't something I enjoyed. Get me a sewing machine and some fabric any day of the week for me. And voila, girls. What a cute gift. And you go right sides out. But the first time I made it, it was on the inside, and I thought, okay, you are not thinking. You are just not the smartest stick in town.
Too late.
Yep, you do. Push the corners out. Voila, girls.
Slingshot.
Yep, you got a bookmark for your stuff. And the winner today is you need to send your address to quickpoints@gmail.com. Trina Bishop, send your address to quickpoints@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. God bless. And we will see you next week.